as a digital simulation, really, to digitalize, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from human-based life to silicon-based life to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit. And
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Once, don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posses. Mola, worshiping pedophiles, wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, no am I some pastor or preacher. Was released to represent with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs, realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment, and they're framing it to us as innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening, and I equate it to like the Golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Nah, bro. Come on. Nah, come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive.
I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide down. Blue sky but high ground. A crown slash helmet. So my aircraft still spit. Can't be tied down like evil seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked, it caused my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. It bust off of some ice and some velvet shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real, monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, she's a female split. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly, though haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still hand, but we're healer man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Turtle shit. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set status. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper opera. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dated space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the case, face off. off. After it shake the state, he's a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing the step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A crystal Carol lies what your fans get. Your worlds and perils what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people to never get a piece of the pie. I don't want to go for the pastor. I go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas in crackers can't stand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people, old people too. Most of the black people, I'm talking to you.
Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Brown out, big man. Whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side eyes. Looking past the sci-fi. Third eye game, cyclops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry tops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying that ice. From the skybox, I got a scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some rovers. Some of our folks are still dumb. Yeah, and blasting the fact that love, we gon' have this real show. Warrior spirit beside me. This where it's real from.
Yo, I didn't think anybody was gonna be in. What's up, Dev? What's happening? What's happening, family? What's going on? Tribe.
Forehead and knees off the floor. Should have been prayed out. The draft is on. Coach no issue. Coulda loaded in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle. To who holds the pistol. The debate was about who knows who disregards the aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is not or that. It's a big
I was picking up
yellow, white, red, brown,
Diamondback rattlesnake turrets. They're dry.
Nobody speak, yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. Other than we
got a bigger one here, much bigger. I would say at least 5 feet long.
And environments and migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Look at my head, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, queers, and hyping. The wisest, I'm not quiet. My refinement and confinement and requirements for this climate. Y'all push off the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress, don't duck, no rap. True music for real. My soul ain't don't possess. Real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big Mom says come full circle.
Woo! What's up? Millennial. Oh, what's up? I didn't see you guys. What's up? My apologies. Like, if you come in, stay. I don't care if you're working, whatever. You might want to hear this. I mean, you can always listen to it later. Let's get to the grid of stuff. Okay.
In my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, ain't no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor.
Oh, I've been up since I went to. I slumbered pretty early. I don't know. I think I passed out around. I don't know. I think I passed out around about like 8:30. I don't know. I got about 5 hours. Woke up at about maybe a little more. I woke up about 1:20, 30. I had to use the bathroom. Came back. I dozed back off at about 3:20 for about an hour. Oh, excuse me. I feel like I need another hour or two. But it's the rain. It was raining and it's the weather. It's a little humid. Mosquitoes, you know. But I'm a little tired, man. Then I've been fighting ants all night. Well, since I got up. There's no food and they're scouting. Flies are down, but not enough. But they're down a lot. Man. These bodies. Grand Ascension, my beloveds. Whew.
I mean, in every day, every little thing, section.
Oh my goodness. It's good stuff. I'm gonna get a little caffeine. Natural caffeine. I already took a mushroom, it's got caffeine, natural.
Push, step, crush.
Natural compared to the synthetic is better. It's a little ip, you know what I mean? I don't need it, but it is an accessory. It's like jewelry for the body to give you a little dazzling. Oh, that's good. This is 2 forms of lavender and one's with black tea. Black tea is high in caffeine, but this is a natural black tea stimulant. This is not black tea that you buy from Lipton that they add extra like nicotine in cigarettes, which tobacco already has naturally, which is very low. The nicotine they add to it makes you addicted. Yes, this is your government. They allow it. Your FDA, yours. That's not the way tobacco is. But this is what we're dealing with. There's a reason why I'm going to read what I'm reading today. And I'm going to state something before I read so we can have a little clarity. Okay. So rattlesnakes, diamondbacks, it don't matter. They can climb trees. And the bark on this tree is rough enough. So I look up because they want to escape flooding, predators, you know, and the hunt. And I look up always because even in where I used to live at, we have rattlers. They think they're all down this way, but no, they're up there in the Grand Canyon area up that way also. They call it the Grand Canyon. That's not what it is. But anyway, that's I can't believe people still haven't searched out to know what's the Gishon, Pison, or whatever. But we'll get into that another time, maybe. Anyway, they climb up and they'll sit up there, devour their prey. And if you walk under it and they see you and they deem you a threat, they'll come down fangs first, you know, for those who know, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss, what's going on, Aqua? How you doing? Shalom. So I wanted to read, y'all know I'm not religious. I think some individuals, they can't interpret when I say things. I have this, I have this dislike for disenfranchisement. Balance does not mean, I want y'all to think about it. Balance does not mean hold on to the narrative. Balance means look beyond the narrative, not into yesterday or tomorrow, in the moment. Most of our people have this, they've acclimated to the toxicity of war and destruction. You know, my great uncles used to say, the world will end because as violent as it has become, and I remember as a kid saying, become, what does that mean? It smacked upside my head. Y'all know in Carolina, Old Town Winston-Salem. That's not what it actually is, but regardless of that. And they said in the history of man, this violence only happened once before. And I'm not here to discuss that. I have a story to tell. Yet, what y'all see going on, other than spike protein, mRNA, I'm not giving it anything, but y'all can't take nothing because you know nothing about it, other than what they tell you. I mean, is it placebo effect? Meaning, a placebo effect means you have two categories. You have, of the test subjects, you have the fictional and the real. And you see how they respond to each. And a lot of times the placebo, their energy believing that the fake one is like the real one, but not knowing, they kind of push through. That shows you, I guess you can call it the God particle, the gene. You know, when the body starts to form, and we say out of nothing, but in the womb is the universe. There's this micro-magnetic grab, acclimation, and build, like protein synthesis, terms they've made in their science, regardless of where it came from. And it develops like how you would see a Chinese finger puzzle. And in that labyrinth of existence, light is there. In the mist and void of darkness, which is the life fluid. In my family, we had an original Algonquin Bible. It was about that thick. All our family trees. I had about 30 pages of trees in the back, green. The big tree that you don't see no more. Maybe a remnant of what's they call these trees. These are not trees. These are saplings. Even the ones that stand up to 50 and 70 feet are saplings. And we had all these names. My aunt, I think, took it, and she probably, because of, let it go to waste in a box somewhere. It was a record of us. And when I say us, it says, if my genealogy is dimed in there on my mother's side, that's very important. On my father's side, the Chickasaw, not warlike, but a warrior people, race of the Choctaw. Choctaw, all right? Migrated all the way up through Costa Rica with the Caribs and everything, establishing grounds and building. That's why I get tired of hearing this Maya Inca bull crap that the enemy pushes. It's fusely. But we have individuals who, because of the way I speak, as if they don't know what I'm talking about, not near one of you move in the Hawa. You seek it for perfection, but you are all in the Jannah. How can you dismiss the fact that y'all move in the darkness? I am not saying that to elevate you into that realm of your fictional ideology of it. For in there is nothing but the darkness that we speak of, that become common knowledge, is Ukraine, Cambodia, Thailand, Russia, Myanmar, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And y'all see it. Pakistan, y'all see it. That's a different form of darkness. You know, karma doesn't happen because of suggestive words. Karma is based upon action. So be careful of your choices when you decide, I don't like what he said, because you're fragile, broken, and in the dark. I don't care what you read and you think you know if you don't know how to ask a question, and your steeple is your ego, then you've already lost. You are a coaxial of that darkness that I want y'all to move away from. Ignorance is not just subliminal, it's sublime. I know some individuals think, and y'all super high intellect of intelligence. Far be it none. How dare he baffle and bash me? Wow, y'all didn't learn nothing from Charleston White, did you? He came on the scene to deliver something in his conscious unconsciousness, which is, I find, very enlightening. Y'all still act like you know me. and you haven't taken the time to listen to get to know me. I have this utter disdain for mental cartwheels that get you nowhere. I mean, unless you're doing that Chinese circus where they cartwheel in one space, I mean, going nowhere. But it looks good, right? I mean, you can just cut out a round piece of wood, put it on a spool or a dowel, and spin it yourself. Our people don't need to be on that dial spinning in one circle. That's what's wrong with you. Now, see, none of you are supposed to be fighting each other. I don't know why no one has figured it out. And yet y'all blame the liar, the usury. The so-called black man, the Negro, African is not a Negro. It's funny how they got y'all all fighting each other and you have agents in your midst in this so-called Aboriginal community. I mean, think about it. Tariq Nasheed created this foundation of Black America. Who would utilize the term black and which individuals would run as a subordinate to coin it as if it's beneficial, always for $1? It's easy to take the people who are becoming enlightened. And I stated this months ago and then a couple of weeks ago. You put me in a circle with idiots, they'll get the darker half of me. And they're not ready for it because that's the circle that I keep. You put me in a circle of light, or those who seek it, who are conflicted, then light arises. You're not raised. And if you think in your, what you consider a deep understanding of prophetic views and ideology based on the books and everything, if you find that compatible as, without being lethargic, that the great I am, you've already fell. If you are judging everyone, are you Levitical? Do you know where the term actually comes from? That's like, if you want to study, let's read it, all right, instead of studying it. And we'll get into Genesis. I stated, how can Jesus be Emmanuel and Emmanuel be Jesus? Well, this is what they do to keep you conflicted and confused. As you see in the lighter scheme of existence and things, and those certain parties who parlay amongst their dividend of existence, who can't let go of their pale-skinned Jesus, and never existed that way, based on the ideology of a Rome, to which you're under. I don't digress, by way of the Vatican, and that has a big serpent place they had built with the bones of your ancestors, still like a battery, kept moist underground, like a cooler, all through the lands. But they don't show you here. They're keeping those bones fresh with the younglings and the misguided. The name Jesus and the title Emmanuel, they say the title. Emmanuel is not a title. Well, your name is a title. Is it not put on documents and stuff and used against you by the very idiots and the foolish who proclaim freedom and constitutional rights and Bill of Rights and everything else that they prophetically utilize that you created? And usury, the idiots think they created based on the lie of Hollywood, which is a tree, Hollywood, a spell that's casted upon you that you seem to can't break free from. So now you've antiquated it in your existence and you frolic in it. I'm telling you, y'all move in the darkness. You move in the Jannah. I don't care what you think is prophetic coming over your lips. I don't care about what you read. I don't care about your politeness and your dignified aptitude. This is not complicated stuff, and I am not feeding a disease. I am pointing out something that nobody else will. This is why I'm here. Both refer to the same person. Remember what person is? So obviously they screwed the pooch because they didn't even change that. A person is not a living thing, just like a human. No matter how it feels good to you, saying it because you've been saying it fluently for so long. Jesus Christ. First, we know what a Christ factor is. We know it's a higher elevation as long as you reset yourself to bring it from the sin, which is the ground, that allows you, like when you're born in the womb, from the darkness to the light that comes into you. But they have different meanings and origins. Of course, they got to create a dividend. I mean, how many of our people are named Emmanuel? How many of our aunties, mamas, and cousins, female, all are named Inca, Maya, Angelo? Okay. I need y'all to get this without me being right on the board. If you were in front of me, then I would lay it down, but you're not. They're watching. They're not stupid. Not that I care that they're watching. It's just what it is. I am attempting to push y'all in a different direction instead of the same circles you're in because you're just not getting it. And they say Emmanuel means God with us. Do you know what that means? For ye are gods, right? Emmanuel, God with us. When you call upon Jesus, you know you really mess yourself up because that is not the same individual. What is your name when you go in the store? Well, my name is James, but call me Jim when my order comes up. But am I going to say Chuck for Charles? Do people understand that? Branch, or in French, branche, which is not the language they think, when the language comes from those of us from the greater tree. That's why we use the surname Branch. The French came here and they created the name usury after they murdered got rid of most of the indigenous people, or they were whited out. There's books on it, so I'm not pushing nothing else, not known. And they used Branche because many of our people were there, just like everywhere else. Is a descriptive title derived from Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, foretelling the Messiah's coming. Now, Jesus is the personal, listen to this, personal name given to the Messiah, meaning Yahweh saves, or the Lord saves. How many times have we went over the term Lord? Has nothing to do with the creator of creation or your creator. I told y'all, and I expressed to you, I think I was the first one to do it because I knew this when I was 16, 15. My grandma used to smack me upside the head. My great grandmother smacked me upside the head. And you don't say that damn word. That ain't a word. You don't say Yahweh. Because, you know, she don't say Yahweh. That's an enemy, like Anastas, our enemy. That's why I tore the Navajo up. Trying to adopt a word based on a usury, that making hotels and motels and everything else to attractions for foreigners to sit here and talk about, I'm an American. In Gnostic thought now, Yaldoa Beth, all right? It's Yal, I forget which one's solid, but Yaldoa Boeth, all right? Is often identified as the demiurge, a false creator god. They got y'all running around like false gods. I'm taking your energy. No, you're just giving it away. And is sometimes equated with Yahweh. It's not equated, it's one and the same. Playing cards, look it up. The God of the Old Testament. Gnostics viewed the material world as flawed and evil, created by a lesser. And I know what y'all saying. Well, if that's the Old Testament and the Gnostics came along, you should know who the Gnostics are. You should know one another, and it's not too long ago. Created by a lesser ignorant deity who sought to trap souls in physical bodies. Yahweh, as the God of the Old Testament, was seen by some Gnostic sects as this very demiurge, a being who, despite his power, was ultimately flawed and deceived by the true higher God. Do you think that the Creator needs to tell you his name? When you are endowed with everything, and yet even with that, you're still conflicted and confused. Now, I'm not dismissing it, not saying that it has been played upon. But y'all, I hear Yasharala and Yahweh and that. Y'all got about 20 different names. Y'all are the most conflicted individuals, the most confused, the most lost, the most identity stolen and derivatives of, and they just keep playing with it because they know if you wake up, figure this little simple thing out, you'll stop being dumb. Deceived by the true higher God. Now, if they're Gnostics, y'all know what Gnostics are, right? Right? They mess with things they're not supposed to, right? Oracles, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that wasn't a bad thing. I'm just pointing out things that most people don't. Puzzle pieces. Everybody reads a lot, but they don't put things together. None of y'all do. Even the people who I adore and the work they do, they don't put nothing together. They're pretty much a straight, plain Jane, and, you know, Chuck on a stump. I see the stump, there's Chuck. That's it. Now, the Gnostic view of the demiurge, Gnostics believed in a higher, unknowable God who emanated lesser beings, one of whom was the demiurge. The demiurge, often named Yaldao, I don't pronounce, I say Yaldao. All right. Anyway, Yaldabaoth or something like that, right? Was seen as the creator of the material universe as the God of the Old Testament. That would be going into Genesis 1, right? As an example, right? That would be saying that created, you know, out of the darkness, created the heavens, the earth, and it was, the land was void, but water came up through the bottom, and then, you know, on the seventh, we'll get to that. And that mosquito got me again. Anyway. Hey, mama, what you doing? Anyway. Oh, that's the baby. Which one was that? Oh. Anyway, Yaldabaoth, I hate that way. As a flawed creator, Gnostics considered Yaldabaoth to be ignorant and arrogant, creating them as, y'all see? So ain't nobody calling it that, is they? But Yahweh. Creating the material world as an act of defiance against the true God. He was believed to be responsible for trapping souls in physical bodies and maintaining control over humanity. I'm not saying that's not true, yet that's not what happened. Yahweh, as Yaldabaoth, get out of here. All right, some Gnostics texts explicitly equate Yahweh with Yaldabaoth. And they argue that the Old Testament, all right, God's actions, such as demanding sacrifices, condoning violence, and displaying jealousy and anger, reflect the nature of a flawed and malevolent creature. We're talking about a time when there was no strife, no plight, no war, no nothing. I guess that would be the Garden of Eden. Contrast with the true God, I guess they're telling you the true God, who the true God is. These bastards that run around murdering and killing and all that other stuff, right? The Jesuits, the Franciscans, the Rosicrucians, the plethora of idiots. Like you see the now today, they're all over the kissing that CIA, FBI, MI6, MI5. It's a plethora. The Chinese, oh man, all over. Gnostics distinguish the demiurge from the true transcendent God. Transcendent. Y'all need to transcend. Yet, what's the transcendent? God, who was the source of all being and goodness. This true God was often referred to as the monad. Monad. The one or the ineffable parent. We know that parent is a new word. Parenting, rent, parent, parent. Has nothing to do with the old world, Genesis, or anything. By the definition, if y'all read the whole thing in context, it doesn't matter what they played with. It's you, and you're contextually outside of it. So they have no problem with making a new world religion when they've already perverted the one y'all keep playing with, like you have a clue, when it is literally about you. You've been obedient, good little batteries. Anyway. Well, Matthew chapter 1, verse 23, it says, the virgin's son would be called Emmanuel. How would he become a Jesus? It doesn't say the God body, the head, or anything like that. It doesn't point to the pineal hair. From my nose, I breathe hair. It doesn't say that that name means other than from the physiology to let you look internal. It keeps you outside. And then they painted a fake face on it. Putin came out when everything was cracking off when he was pointing out that the CIA and 10 different outposts between Ukraine and Russia created the war, murdering their own because these are Ukrainian CIA people from here. And you know, like you see over in Palestine with all these American contractors over there murdering them based on a fake narrative. Whatever you want to call them, consistently. And they come right back, put on a police uniform, young one pick up a gavel, whatever, an EMT, fire department. They don't know how to listen to nobody because they think that they're authority. Because y'all allow it. Arguing with ignorant niggas around the world. Anyway, the virgin's son would be called Emmanuel. It's understood. Now we got to stand under what they say, right? I would say understood, but it's not. Proverbially, unless you accept the lie. But anyway, it's understood as a descriptive title rather than a name to be used in daily life. I guess that alludes to the fact that every time you get something from this government, it's got to be all caps. A straw man. And then anyone act like it doesn't exist. But then I come and tell you there's only 3 courts that actually apply to the land and everything else is perverse. That's why you have these dumb idiots running around in costumes, unaliving and murdering innocent people because they're too stupid to get it together. It's a two-way street with ignorance. And because y'all choose not to rise up, still talking about when Big U got locked up, he was a Muslim and ours. And if you don't let go of them NPCs, all you fake ex-gang affiliated idiots. I mean, look right now, the cartels, the Jalisco cartel, I don't even like to mention them. They murdered, not just recently, a teacher who was retired because they wanted to collect money from her. So they took her and did the little film. These are dumbasses. If they knew the truth, well, you got to remember, a lot of them were indoctrinated. Even had to probably murder family, relatives, whatever, however it is. I don't get caught into the politics of that bullshit, but this is my land. I don't care what they think and what they believe in, and they're drugged out euphorium and military training by an ex-Navy SEAL in Green Beret, or Ranger, or whatever else has been helping. To murder a woman? Which feminism is something that's big down there. And stupid. Don't worry. Their nightmares will be beyond all the beheading and chainsawing. I can't even explain it for them. They got everything they deserve coming. They refuse to change, so it is what it is. That's why I don't talk about that stuff. I don't talk about, I got jumped to be a Crip when I was in my 40s. I don't wear it like a badge of honor, but I was the one telling them that a lot of those dances you're doing are from the soul and they're indigenous. They have nothing to do with what you do. Now make a circle and y'all do it together, but they still doing it under the guise of alcohol, everything else, giving energy away and self-afflicting themselves without no conscious aspiration to anything better. I'm more than they could ever be, just Crip and blood. But anyway, regardless of all that, it's just funny. Can you handle that? Because some people get a little bothered by it. Don't be weak. Okay. Matthew chapter 1, verse 23 says the virgin son would be called Emmanuel, just like Jacob would be called Israel. So you would be considered an Israelite, not an Israeli. It's not a land. It's not a place. But this is the idiots who think that y'all are too stupid because y'all have allowed the fake black church to misguide in their apprehensive state of greed, perversions, homosexuality, and lesbianism, body modification and mortification, and y'all see it but refuse to call it for what it is. So Joseph is instructed to name the youngling Yash, Jesus. Again, what would that be? He was not instructed to name that. I know more about people, you can go look it up, who have the name Joseph, going back to antiquity, than anybody else. Y'all know what usury means? Oh man. I know everybody figured something out and they got it, because usury is based on laws. But also the illegal action or practice of lending money at unreasonably high rates of interest. You have become stock, a commodity on the stock exchange, which is a lie. Social Security and everything else for the pleasures of war and keeping y'all all at each other's necks by the very individuals that call themselves something they never could be. But they want to pass a law that here in a month or so that you can't talk about Zionists. Man, I wish a mug would come saying something to me. I'd be like, you need to be stalemating 6 feet. I really wish they would with that goofiness. Anyway, usury. The word usury has come in modern English to mean excessive interest upon money loaned. Excessive interest upon money loaned? Excessive. The whole world's culture is black culture, American Negro culture. Everything that the world used, lights, strongest of buildings, assortments of bricks, and everything that you have been lost from because you haven't been going to those technical centers we used to have in Tartary to teach you these things, and they taught you how to be a good, obedient, dumb, niggerish slave. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little niggas, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little niggas. We have Negro Head. Well, they changing the names recently. Negro Bank, Hill, Trail. You think that just popped out of nowhere? The Ark of the Covenant at its 15 to 18,000 pounds, whatever pounds that 4 men could carry, with the presence of the Creator in it. A box. Made of what kind of wood? And how much gold? In a place full of onyx and gold? Are y'all aware? It's all the same thing. Okay? Between Alaska, California, Arizona, Colorado, South Dakota, but what they don't tell you in this state before the big West that never existed the way they did, except for those babies they misused, North Carolina. As we know, it's Kakalaki. California, the island, is Carolina. I don't care what they say. Back verse, upside down, inverted. Did anyone break that down for you? Oh, it's not ego stroking. If I was stroking ego, I'd probably stand over there at the camera, and I got a big ego to stroke if I wanted to. Okay, all jokes aside, this is not Comedy Central. Excuse me, it's not Pork and Beans Circuit. Anyway, historically, yes. Y'all always talk about the redwood, but I talk about the cedars that were even bigger on the East Coast. I think I did put a post up that showed you some Irishmen of 20-something to 30-something standing abreast across in Georgia and Alabama, trees that towered way over the red cedars that once reached all the way up. And it's funny, they always say the Nile may have changed because of the flood. Wait. The only place gopher wood grew was here in the Americas. And still grow. I mean, when you want to talk about quartz and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff where it's found there. Just like there's tons of gold by many rivers and streams. Tons of it. Well, it might be flakes, maybe a nugget that big or whatever. If you know how to pan for it, you all would probably be have a whole lot of gold. But because you're chasing their dollar, usury, because you're chasing fake identities, usury, because you're looking outside of yourself, usury, you keep playing Jesus and Hebrew and Israelites and Israelis and this, that, and arguing Star of Fake David and Rim Fam, right? And you keep doing these things, you keep mitigating factors because the individuals have a hard time letting go because they become so perverse in studying the knowledge. And they think I got a lock on it. They know what darkness is when they move in it. I should know. I know each and every one of you move in darkness. Oh, I can't smell it from here, but I can feel it. Don't lie on here. I'm going to tell you what, because I'll embarrass you. Just letting you know. Now, while Kush is primarily recognized as an ancient African kingdom located south of Egypt, in present-day Sudan and Ethiopia, there was indeed a place in early American colonial history that bore a similar name called Kushnak. The Kushnak archaeological site in Augusta, Maine, it's funny how the gay people go there to eat crabs and everything. Anyway, was the location of a 17th century trading post established by English colonists from Plymouth. 17th century, wouldn't that be 800? Anyway, regardless of that. Colony in 1628. Okay, so that would be 728. Anywho, everything don't go before that. Ain't it funny? Everybody's talking about the 1400s and 1776 and all this other stuff, made up history, and Christopher Columbus, some cracker who never existed. We already covered that, didn't we? Didn't we free everybody up? We actually put the knowledge out there that they did not. Actually, I've been saying it since high school. Anyway, that's to throw a wrench in everybody's foolishness. On the side of the Kennebec, I wonder who the Kennebec people are. When we get to the Kennewick, oh, usury. Let's have the Burning Man. Leave it alone. Anyway, from Plymouth Colony. Anyway, in 1628, now the colonies are all prisons. Anyway, the site of the Kennebec River facilitated trade between the English and bands of the Abenaki, Abenaki nation. Who's going to start researching that now? Oh, you didn't know that, huh? I told y'all I haven't taught y'all nothing. But y'all think, okay, now you got something to play with. Oh, I got a few more. This is who we are. Their usury, we create. We find out, we reestablish, we can reconnect. They run around in the mysticism, niggas, and that, things that they were given to that delivers them out of, well, actually into bondage, locked in that dumb brain of theirs. The Kushnak were later supplanted by Fort Western and became a significant point of early colonial development in New England. They murdered them all. Anyway, well, some of us still here. It is now a National Historic Landmark, offering a window into early American colonial settlement and interactions. But they speak nothing of the people because they were negroidal. I mean, before I go into this one, talking about the art, Caiaphas ossuary. What do y'all know about that? 1 out of 12 things of bones carried. Doesn't that sound like the witch-call villages in New Mexico and going all down, built in the walls? They wanted to protect themselves from everything in the catalyst that was happening. That wasn't Native Americans. That wasn't the Spanish hybrids. That was none of that. Negroes. By the description, if you study these things, you'll be amazed at what you come across. Now, a lot of our light-skinned, beautiful people are starting to wake up and realize this. There's a reason why a lot of light-skinned women are marrying melanated men. I like my melanated women. Don't get it twisted. Ain't nothing like it when you look down at some brown and chocolate. I like my light-skinned women too. Don't get it flipped. Shit. Ain't nothing wrong with a lighter shade of wheat. The thing is, based on antiquity, we're at a different time and a different crossroad. Y'all broken. All of you moving in the darkness. So how do you fix it? You don't keep moving in the phenom that they created. That's the factor of the Christ fluid unperverted. The heavy metals disperse. Even if they're there, you still control the narrative. It don't matter about no spike protein and all this stuff they manipulated you with. You have power over that. You speak life. I gave y'all something to say. How many of y'all practice saying or stating what I asked y'all on a regular? I'm going to ask you again. How many of y'all practice I am healthy, healed, and complete? I am healthy, I am healed, I am complete. I need a drink after that. I am the light bearer and the light giver. Stop letting them take what they cannot have. I'm attempting to get y'all to think different, loved ones. Some people still stuck on the name Lucifer, and I keep telling y'all it's a title. But it belongs to royalty. Oh, I know. Oh, I'm not a peasant under you. The way y'all moving, y'all ain't even a peasant. The f you talking about? Be careful of what you ask for. I'm attempting to get y'all. Y'all have to step into your higher place of existence. I'm not saying dismiss what you read in religion and this, that, by the definition. Get rid of the word religion. Look at it as, and I don't want to hear that bibliography. No, I don't want to hear none of that. It actually is that for you, but it is perverted. You have to figure it out. But you have to go deep inside and you have to get but honest. If you around individuals you can't get honest with, then that tells you need not be around them. Do you know what they say about people who are to themselves? They move across the lands by themselves. Do you know what they say? Real women look for those kind of men. Broken women look for niggas in the block, same area, whatever else close. You know why? Because you don't have your ovaries. You don't have your nads. And you're looking for men who don't even have their nads. Everything is about man and woman. We're going to get to Genesis to slow down. I got to build a foundation for you. You're all so quick. That's what's wrong with you now. You know what I'm saying? I really want y'all to pay attention. I really do. All right, I'm gonna cut up a little bit for you. I ain't gonna go crazy. I ain't gonna be cussing all over the place. Don't worry about it. You act like that's the only thing I know or something. I did 3 years of stand-up comedy. I wish I did 30. And some beans and franks. I think I want some beans and franks today. Anyway, right? So I always said, what is, when you think of sites of reverence and respect, they always look to a place over in Philistine. Over in Palestine. That's not even the name of that place, but regardless of that, right? And they never be honest as far as where they took it relocated or what they made. Because as you've been finding out in South America, y'all think it's South, but anyway, all that stuff that has been laid out as artifacts has all been frauds. I think it was later, there's an argument going, but about 98%. They literally destroyed Olmec heads with afros. Are y'all aware of that in 1960s, 70s, and 80s? Some of the ones running around down there. Oh, yeah. They even put up soldiers around temples, but very far. So you can't even go back in there to see what's really laying there. It's like an energy vacuum that sucks you in and does all kind of things. Anyway, let's get off of that. Okay. Now, they always ask what happened to Caiaphas after Jesus died, right? After the death of Jesus, right, Emmanuel, Caiaphas remained as high priest for a few more years, continuing to persecute the Emmanuel followers, murdering the actual indigenous people, but not in the world they created, because I told you about Tartary. The world they gave you with the Rome Colosseums, and when they had Colosseums everywhere, they destroyed the one here that was in Chicago. They destroyed it. It was bigger than the one over in Italy. It's the fractures of the grounds and the mountains, the cover is still there. Been there. It's my duty to go there in my existence again. When y'all first found this channel, I said, I remember everything. Because you don't is not my problem. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I've been giving and sharing with you while y'all have been just sitting there without no knowledge, because you've been listening to people that got you to a certain point, but you thought there was no carryover, did you? Yeah, that's how it works in this world. Anyway, Emmanuel followers, right? That fake history they gave you was for Hollywood, because before that, it didn't exist that way. Ain't it funny that Hollywood painted it in Germany, Italy, New York, came over to Cali and really swamped it up? You remember the last little perversion called Noah? They gave some truth and a whole lot of lie, didn't they? The flood was to seed you. You know what seeding you is? It's preparation. They're going to give you a flood now. You see it happen, and they're showing you that it's very capable. And then they separated the rivers and made big great ice walls up over 200 feet. United Nations, they made a pact. Make sure you stay in here while they're doing what they do. And they sending all these. Look at Switzerland. Switzerland, where they use the money laundering this damn fiat because they're greedy like that. They control you with that, right? Everyone over there, they got bunkers well into the mountains and deep in the underground. We have them here, but you can't use them because usury. Because these, your black relatives, you know what I mean, them dead things, when the legalese form of it. That's why I get tired of these mom when they're pushing that black and then they go to court and you think they're supposed to deal with you because the court is fraud. The police are fraud. We should have had 1,000 people here in a big ass city, training militarily, women and children, no ugly, no pedophilia, no nothing. But because y'all lacking, because y'all lack love moving in the dark, I told you it's enough. You ain't gotta like the goddamn word. I'm telling you what it is. You damn yourselves. That's why I said goddamn. Then niggas get weak and all that other stuff because they already were weak. Anyway, he was eventually removed from his position by the Roman governor, by Vitellius. Vitellius, think about that word. Isn't that funny? Anyway, I think that was supposed to be 36, 37 AD. How long ago do you think that is? Wouldn't that be the period of Egypt? That means that it was all niggas. Well, melanated one way or the other. It wasn't none of these. Sorry, my light-skinned folks, you weren't there. You just weren't. I don't give a damn how you feel. Yeah, weren't there. Usury. They use you against me. Y'all read about Caiaphas ossuary. There's so much information. I want y'all really to develop this relationship and get deep in there. And we can have more conversations about it. Okay, I'm over, so I don't need to even read this because I look at my eyes hurt because they just with Pete out there just mess with everything. Anyway, so you get Kush. It's not backwards, reverse, upside down, inverted. In order to establish something new, and it doesn't mean good. Something new don't mean it's good. I mean, they went from cutting people's heads off with big ass swords to using a guillotine. That was new. Is that good? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Okay. You got it? Okay. Okay. Let me pull this up because there's a whole bunch of them and I don't like none of them. Anyway, we're going to use one that might be beneficial for you. Wait, Peter, you can kiss butt. So we're going to get right into Genesis 2. So, based on answers in Genesis, right, when they say it's a true account, who were Adam and Eve? How do the latest scientific discoveries support the biblical account of Adam? Who's doing the scientific discoveries? We never needed them. Anyway, based on what this individual says, Adam and Eve were real people, but because the best accounts of Adam and Eve are found in the Bible, many critics challenged their existence throughout the years. Opponents to the historicity of Adam and Eve have challenged the biblical record on several fronts, even Christians, including Bible colleges, seminaries, professors, to which they should be, because the Bible's full of shit. Well, it's not. It's got a lot of truth, but it's got a lot of bullshit. Okay? Are we adults? Okay. I hate the word adult, but that's y'all's literary. Seminary professors have argued against a historical Adam and Eve, often because of evolutionary thought, and many claim they were mythological or allegorical figures with no basis in actual history. But are they right? Now they have an aim to prove so. And who is this? Don't even worry. It's some of the stuff that I use for information to build a foundation. Okay? Jesus Christmas. Now, and by the story of definition, when you look at Genesis 2, most people never even think about Genesis 1, and then people get the Apocrypha. Y'all know I have all that crap, right? And this article is about the first man and woman in an Abrahamic religion. I detest these frauds saying in an Abrahamic religion. I detest these idiots. We already know the real Abraham. I asked y'all to watch the 1942 movie Holiday Inn. Bing Crosby and that goofy, right? Playing blackface, showing you exactly who he was. And that the idiot that they keep putting portraits was a fur trader that came from England after they conquered that land. Been there for about 100 years, brought all these babies and everything, and destroyed London Bridge, the last uphold of our people, and got rid of them. Just like Morocco on the Tunisian Bridge, that thing that still stands big as hell that they couldn't build, aqueducts and all that. People being pushed off to their death or diving, taking a stand, our people. Oh boy, this is so fun. Anyway, okay. These flies are getting retarded. This stuff really is drugging them up. They got them. They don't even know what they're doing. Anyway. Yes, so watch it if you haven't. It's on YouTube. You can buy Birch's and download it and all that. So, of the Abrahamic religions. Anyway, hammock. Y'all ever look that up? Ham, Abraham, ick. Okay, well, y'all do that on your own time. Well, the first man and woman, they are essential to the belief that humanity is in essence a single family with everyone descended from a single pair of original ancestors. They also provide the basis of the doctrines of the fall of man and original sin, which are important beliefs. They got to blame it on somebody. Adam and Eve weren't the only ones. They were separated from everybody else because the Garden of Eden was big, but they put them in the midst, in the center of it, where everything was righteous. Outside of it was corrupt. They took, you hear me? They put them in the midst of it. Now, they say, well, God created them from the dust and created Eve from the rib, right? They're saying the man's missing the rib, right? Hold on. Oh man, why is this? You know what? The AI is about the most retarded thing. They done showed it how to be stupid. Let me see. Trying to pull it up, guys. things. Oh no, worthless piece of shit. Sure, excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna make sure. I don't want to mislead y'all. Okay. Now, I got a fly that I think is on meth or something. It's just hanging on my leg like it's retarded. All right, let me get it. I know it's 12. Hold on. After all them anatomy classes I had, I should be calling it. I'm gonna show y'all because I can show you with the light and everything. Jesus Christ. That's me talking to my brain. Okay. But no, I wanted to show you. But I got to tell you, man does not have a missing leg. 12 on both sides. That's a ploy and a play. And some even argue with me when I was in Palestine when I was about 24 or 25. No, it's an allegory for, no. Man and woman were created at the same time, but the only difference is the Negro is separate from all the perversions outside. Eating of the fruit, being able to see, they had to be removed from the mist, and it's still here. It's not as big as you think. It had to be put out there with the very individuals you've been incorporated into to pervert your bloodlines. My light-skinned folks, you might not like this, but there ain't shit I can do about it. This was an experiment bigger than you. And if you don't believe in these, what y'all say reptilians, well, there are things that really exist. I'm just saying. You don't have to. What do you think the serpent is? Why would you think that they would downplay it? They wanted to pervert the very thing. It's like Lot's wife. And y'all think Sodom and Gomorrah? There was 5 other cities that were burnt out the same way. Literally, from here to over there. They're every the rocks cry out. Where do you think the sun in the poem comes from? I get to this point where I'm to be contested is fine. But I get to this point when people need to look at the information and all these geologists and everything else, not the liars. The ones who are really attempting to figure things out would take the information and with all the information out there, quantify it and be like, oh, people are starting to realize this based on what the Negro has been doing for the last 40 to 50 years. They're not coming up with stuff on their own. They're putting it together. But you still have these hardcore, I'm white. I can't let go. Listen to this. Listen to Cat Williams. Jesus. Stay out those circles. If you want to hear a wise man speak, be careful but find one of those bums or drunks on the corner. Because see, y'all looking for a CEO or a TED Talk. That's what y'all looking for. You want to throw your money at something that's going to lie to you. It's not in you to throw the fiat that is worthless to those who will benefit because you benefit. That's not a ploy. That's not a sales pitch. I'm using that because that is one of the things y'all act like them. Y'all hold on to the dollar like it's your last breath. That's sad that you become everything that they inspired you to become. I asked y'all to research me, my name, Google it, whatever. You know they have that thing that they use. What is it called? Deep search, right? It's an app. You don't even need that. I asked you to research the name Lucifer because some of y'all are really shooken by that. And then some of the things I say because you don't remember. So I'm supposed to lower my standards for your meaningless life right now. I'm attempting you to have balance to get yours in act. Oh, it's hard to believe. He can't be doing that. He smokes weed. I haven't smoked weed in 5 days. My back been killing me. They're putting weed out. They're creating weed now that mess with your heart. And they're using niggas to push it. Especially lesbians. I just know things. You'll see. I think, 2 years ago, they had the first death from weed? A young cat? Never in the history of man. That's y'all's government. Oh my God, Oh, we're gonna work on this today. We had a lot of rain, y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh, y'all, all y'all over here in Evanston, y'all know it was pouring cats, dogs, puppy dog. Man, I heard bobby pins, witches, brooms hitting the ground. I even heard old man from the moon say, God damn, this ground hard. It landed on his ass, bounced back up. Humpty Dumpty fell down and there's a lot more, and I could do this all day. Literally, I could do this all day. But then what are you getting by me just sitting here? I ain't got a chalkboard, right? I'm behind no desk. Now, when you go, please, to page 12, I didn't write down a fictional obituary of life for you to spell check and take a test on to be part of the phonetics of lives, right? I need y'all to take that little information and run with it. Oh, there's some people out there, they're going to believe what they're going to believe. So what? Lack of knowledge of knowing. And they're going to stay right there. Let them. Let them. Okay? Hey, Yolanda, what's happening? It's Carrie. I'm saying I'm gonna reach y'all. Lycian, Kwana C, what's going on? How you doing, man? I'm sorry if you're female, but I don't know. Name's beautiful, but I don't know. My apologies if I'm wrong. Omek, gotcha. Anybody else come in? I guess some people are scared to come in, huh? You got Alicia. It's been a minute. Good to have you up in here. Good to see you. It's been a while. Hey, niece, what's going on? I'm calling you niece. I'm gonna call you baby girl Slaughter. I'm not gonna call you by your regular name. She had a good live up, a good read yesterday, y'all. Facebook, I don't know what she put on YouTube. They don't never give me no notification. You know they doing their thing. Whatever. I don't want to feed that crap. I shouldn't even be recognizing that. Like, so what? You know what I mean? So what? Anyway, let me shout y'all out. Again, I'll read some of your stuff. What's up? Appreciate that, Deb, again, for the Cashapp. Control without consent. Can do and reject the contracts. Absolutely. The pressure. It's because you got rid of that. Shalom, man. Whoa, my bro. Yo, already. I'm fine, baby. Oh, yeah, that's good, hon. Oh, my God. Chicken maca, you go shock dog. You goddamn right. We don't say it like that. A lot of words are silent. Chickasaw Salumpa. You speak Chickasaw? That's what that is. Chickasaw Salumpa. You speak Chickasaw? Chickasaw. It's not Chickasaw, Choctaw. You know, I know you hear Queen Chief Warhorse, right? Even she knows how to pronounce it, but you know when you're dealing with people, you got to pronounce the way that, you know. But the Chickasaw of the Choctaw, you know what I'm saying? The Yama Nation. That's a nation. It wasn't a one group of people talking about they were African like some of these dumb Negroes are doing. And y'all probably heard some of these idiots. Excuse me. Bond, I got you. Yep. Driving and listening. Awesome. They have so many names. Yeah, they do. Over 6 million. No, 6 million is the tunes, the organs made. I think I did a video on it. I actually read it. There are names. They're in the hundreds of thousands, if not close to 1 million. This legion beyond. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I was an idiot before. I hear you. Still learning. Yeah, but don't call yourself before. Okay, but don't even mention that. Placebo effect. Don't even say that ever again. You know what I'm saying? Grand Ascension, Alicia. It was good to go see you, fam. On Charlotte, North Carolina. Old Town, Winston-Salem. Black Mountain, Raleigh. Some of them races running around there. If I was over there, I'd be hunting them damn bastards. I'd be up in the woods. I know them woods better than the back of my hand. They think they know it because they be hunting that thing. No, man. No. I could show them Tartarian bridges, buildings that were torn down by these bastards. It's still there. The foundation's big. I'm talking about, y'all can't even imagine castles. Castle my ass. I'm talking about big. In Yemen, The way we used to build stuff, there are still skyscrapers in a small sect that they still keep building on. We had the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Connor, see Mr. James, yeah, so thank you. Oh, Connor, y'all the ones that y'all. My benefit is y'all being here. Y'all's benefit is that we walk together. That's it. Whether it be Abenaki, yes, Yolanda Bell. We walk together, side by side. Okay? I'm attempting to get y'all the dust bowl of darkness. Now for them, oh, I'm every bit of that darkness. For y'all, no. Oh, wow, the breath, the life. We're all created. We were all created. Someone say there must be many of gods. Yeah, there's 8-point-something billion of you. Anyway, let's keep moving. But they got you all broken up. Some wife's name, Deb. Oh, okay. All right. She spells it Kawana. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, Carrie. I see you, mama. Genesis. Ah, man, mosquitoes, man. I'm doing some retard. Yeah, there's some water, I guess, somewhere. But oh, Lord. It's truly amazing to hear and see the song of this one. It's beautiful. It is. It's within, too. All over. Grand Ascension. Oh, it's beautiful. Never to be alive. I know that's right. My granny was Choctaw. Good people who want peace will have it. Peace to all. And I don't see it sadly no more. And to have that peace, it'd be different if we all came together. We could sing it into existence. It's a different thing. Song, not song. The song. It's not a stage thing. It's different. But there will have to be blood. There's no sacrifices. Just this, you know? So let's handle all this. Oh! I know that's right. I was about to say, that's why I was like, oh! I was like, I didn't know you said that. Charlatan's Web. But check it out. Like I say, go on Yandex, go on Firefox, use other websites. There's a few others out there too, right? I don't want to say everything on here. Duck, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's like, I've used over 12 different ones. You'd be amazed at some of the things they pull up and some of the things they dismiss. I even talked to GTP. It's learning. So I needed to. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be back home. Must eat. Eat, honey, eat. I like to piss off the goofies by telling them you're the offspring of those you keep calling black. I know, but it is. It's truthful. I was with you, but resting. Oh, okay, as long as you got your rest, son. As long as you got your rest, that's all that matters. Everybody, I got to get mine, you know? They stayed biting, tore me up yesterday at work. Hey, be careful them little black little niggas. Oh, y'all saw the little short I made? I think I'm becoming racist. These mothers. Cause the man, they just, the flies. That's their flies just with their little feet landing on it. I feel like I want to wash all the time with them. Just, we're going in, drop the daisy cutter. I think one of them's on my legs all the time going, just come in. Break it. Unity is the key. Yeah, but we can't say it on here. You know, they want to see that. What was that? All beings have God DNA. Awaken, we are powerful. We work together to use it. It should be. And that's what we should be. Even the thought process manifests. You got to use them because they're censoring where you are. So switch areas. Are you serious? They're censoring where I'm at? Oh, you talking about somebody else? Ring that bell. You're right. Peace and love, brother. I push it every day, Sister Quanta. That's all. That's all you can do. Because I have to do it too. I actually went to West Sides. I went over to original Lone Wolves. I had his. I went over to Navy Poet. I'll be like that. She be reading. I like to sit back and listen. Sometimes I don't even say nothing. I just listen to Navy do her thing. And I'm like, I'm going to hit it. But this is what they do. But you can't get frustrated. You can't get emotional. Let them have their little, I guess they call that's the strength. Not phased by it. I put on the act a few times, but that's all it was. I want to see. I'll come in. It'll be in the evening. I'll be like, I'm gonna go see what everybody. I'm always on Cure Meals, whether on Instagram. I'm always looking. I go with drops. I'm a little on and off. Lex, I still look at that guy. I look at a lot of people. Dave, Dane. I look at a lot of people. I want to see who's growing compared to who's not. Y'all thought I stopped studying people? Okay. I haven't stopped studying. So they bust Umar while he's out of Africa rhetoric and all this other stuff. Funny thing is, he said, yeah, we're actually the first original people here, but he still want to pull that FBA. You see how he's so stupid. He's like Whack 100. Like all those. He's and the problem that people still keep holding on to the fraudulent narrative. Now it's changing because there's my beloved people who y'all saw chat with one of my brothers from over there. Let me see if I can call him right now. He's a beautiful brother. I love him to death, man. I told him, yeah, come here. He stay with me, man. Be in the truck. We travel, and you know what I'm saying? Love this brother, man. Him and his wife. She's a queen. He's magnificent, just beautiful. Let me see if I can pull him up. Damn, these things are annoying, man. Corey. That's my boy, man. Say, what's up? Lauderdale J. Well, man. We'll make a buck, man. Original knife, son. And where you at, fam? Fear none. My beloved brother, he doing this thing. He changes up. See, it's good when we all make changes. You know what I'm saying? That's my cousin Goldie. Weird ass. So, my boy Lugar NC All Shalom. This is my beloved brother, man. Let me see if I can call him. What time is it over there right now? He might be with his wife, his father. He's really involved. Leroy NCR, Shalom. He's from here. He's been over there. I was gonna ask him how many generations. Kwame Nunn. There's so many brothers and sisters I have from around the world. Brothers and sisters in the Navajo Nation who've accepted that and they don't like the betrayal. And they're not going to argue and fight like the idiots do. Well, anyway, he's probably very busy. That's my beloved brother. Let me pull him up right quick. And like I stated, I have people who I just adore. Y'all have heard me talk to some of them before. How do they do this goofy stuff all the time, man? This thing is so goofy. You tap on something and the first thing they do, you know what I'm saying? They got to do their goofy stuff. I put in this. I got it. Regardless of what they do, they're stupid. So this is my beloved brother. I want to get his picture so that way you can see for yourself. I don't want to be sitting here. And I like the fact that he shares so much stuff. His mom was 90 years old. This is 2024. That American Indian boy. Yes, our people went over there. Y'all don't get it twisted. Oh yeah. That's the real one, y'all. You can believe what you want. I know y'all sitting there going, and no, don't let the quantum mix it because y'all don't have a clue of what people look like. Y'all get conflicted because I told you a lot of them Negroes that run around looking like, y'all say no. A lot of people look many different ways. The twa and everything. You can be blind to it, whatever. Here's my brother Louis' DNA. He even got his DNA to show y'all that didn't even lie. Dead ass. And he doesn't deny. Canadian, Puerto Rican. Yeah, you see that? You know how many generations he's been living in Africa? Yeah, I think it's a game. I got a couple of people who said, don't share nothing right yet. Light-skinned folk with blonde hair, blue eyes. Good friends. One girl I slept with, I had a couple of light-skinned. Don't get twisted. Wore that ass. She probably throw it on me right now, thicker than a Snicker. But anyway, and black and Negro. Their birth certificates, their documents. They got family pictures going back. And I'm like, how you look like this? Y'all, he said, this is what she say. Y'all DNA's weird. Y'all made us shit. I'm serious. I told y'all, my boys come over here. I took them, Georgia and everything else, showing you these individuals. Took them to the communities, barbecuing, slapping down sliders and hot dogs and macaroni cheese made right by light skins and yes, yeah, and the potato salad without raisins. I'm talking about that. Better than some barbecue. It doesn't dismiss nobody else. But we want to stop the lies, the absurdity of those that want to hold on to the lie as if it's beneficial, like they think this land is theirs. A land patent. I had this one picture with somebody, yeah, I got this land without paying. I own it because of this, land patent, blah. I'm like, you can't own nothing. We don't own nothing. See, this is the absurdity of them. You know? Peaceful people must run peace and love. Mr. James, all love and peace. Appreciate you, beloved. Excuse me. Appreciate you. They're doing it in both UK and US as far as I can affirm. Yeah. Midwest. All right. Yeah, well, we kind of Midwest, you know. This is one. You gotta use. Okay, I see what you're saying. But yeah, I thought y'all appreciate that. I got to run into town because I got to eat something. I'm probably going to eat some tuna and whatever, but I need something else. You know what I'm saying? But I want to work on this, but I need to have my strength up in the heat because the sun is going to bear down here in a couple of hours. I want to come early so I can get out there, get back. So we're going to build up what I was saying. I didn't build the ladder. It was raining. I came back yesterday. I didn't feel like working on nothing. I was just, you know what I mean? I was like, the heat was just banging, man. It was just crazy. And I was like, even though I've been in it and I'm cool with it, it's, you know, I want to find that damn rattlesnake, make sure he don't sneak up in there. But anyway, right? But today we're going to hit it up. But I want to run in town because I'm hungry. I want something. I want to have it. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to. I got to hold on to something, especially after they hit my account. Sheesh. Again. You know what I'm saying? But hey, look, I appreciate you guys. Man, I'll see you guys a little later. I'm gonna put this on charge. It's gonna be 100% by the time I get back. And we're gonna put that middle piece on. I'm gonna actually go up there. I gotta go up there, hopefully end up there. Bring one of them 2x4s down. We're gonna have to mark it, cut it, get that middle part in so we can get the cross beams. So that way the bed area is done. Put the hinges, get the middle bracket on, build up the cab, put the cross beams in there, and you know what I'm saying? And then it's all about everything else after that. You know? I mean, unless I get, oh my God, I need you to come up here. I need you to bring your sons, lift it up and put it in the back of the truck. Because when they go up in that truck, it's going to be there. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys later. Hey, if you're new and subscribe, appreciate you guys. All right. This is how I really like to do stuff, you know. But sometimes I wake up and I've got a hair in my butt, up my butt, and I just want to bug out and act silly. All right. That's like the Rothschild's youngest daughter. She died, buried with damn money. I can't let it go. I can't leave it. So I'm saying in that Esquire tomb, she's still with that moldy ass moth bitten. Anyway, you don't have to break her arm off. $1, $2 is fine, man. It you know what I'm saying? It adds up, and I ain't talking about to build a school. I ain't running over to Africa, sit there and talk to them, get hit. So I come back, and then we're gonna freeze that up. Matter of fact, we ain't gonna get back to you now because it's fraud. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I appreciate y'all, regardless. Y'all have a good day.